ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः पदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीन बंधु जगतपते गोपिशा गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम बतायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्याय नामने गौर कृष्ण नमः। हरे कृष्ण। So anybody here for the first time, you can unmute yourself and please introduce you. I see many of the familiar names and numbers. Uh, Anybody else who's joining here for the first time? Ash,
I saw myself Naveen. I'm here for first time. Yeah, I've been to ISKCON. Then I registered myself on this portal, and this is my first day.
great, great. Welcome for this session.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Thank you. Ashwini, 213, I can see your name. Can you unmute yourself and introduce yourself, please? Okay, right. So I think most of you are here for the first time. Naveen, just wanted to understand from you, what is the your expectation from the sessions so that we can do justice to these sessions for you.
Yeah, I don't know anything first. Nothing much. I need to start from the scratch. I need to learn many things about ISKCON and Bhagavad Gita, how the things placed, so on. I need to be engaged on myself. So I chose the better choice. This would bring good things in my life. So I feel this is the best moment.
Mhm.
So I choose this.
Good to know. Good to know that you are putting this as one of the best moment, and we pray to Krishna and Prabhupada
Hmm.
this would turn out as you expected.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, so these is the sessions for 18 days, or I'll say 18 weekends for Bhagavad Gita, and these are the sessions, the which is conducted by ISKCON HPR layout, Bangalore, and it is part of Vidhari Circle in the temple, and I am part of Vidhari Circle. My name is Archit. So we'll start. So when you look at it, the Bhagavad Gita, right? Before jumping into Bhagavad Gita, we'll understand. We'll try to see that what exactly is a life. If you see the life, all of us always lives in duality, the duality of joy and distress, good, bad, black, white, many kinds of you know duality that we live in. And we often ask ourselves why I'm given the distress in my life, why I can't be happy throughout the life, why me and people around me or this entire world is an utopia, which is an ideal world to live in, right? We always have ups and downs. But the strange thing is that nothing is permanent, everything is temporary. So if you see the ups that you feel in your life, that is also temporary. If you see the down that comes in your life, that is also temporary. Obviously, there are few people who may feel that for them, ups is not going away. And there are, on the other side, few people, for them, the downs or stress in their life that is not going away, right? But we have to look at things in this way that we are not talking about one life. We are talking about many, 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 many life. So it is not a, a one day international, it is a test cricket, which is a 5 day, right? So that's how you always feel joy and happiness. But then be assured that if the line is flat, that means you are dead. So if the joy comes in your life, expect it and have rejoiced that moment. And if the distress comes into your life, you should accept that as a prasad. Once we go to the temple, we get the prasad. We don't complain that the prasad is less salty, more bitter, right? Whatever we get, we appreciate, we thank to God, and then we proceed. That's how the life results has to be treated. Now, when it comes to the knowledge, any kind of knowledge, right? There are two ways to get it. One is when the knowledge, which is coming from our own sense perceptions, we see something, we make some idea about few things, and then we establish some equation, some principles, some value system, and we believe that to be a truth, and we live our life accordingly. That's a good way. There is another way, which is coming from upward, which is coming straight from the God, the Creator, and the following sages with him. So, those science, those knowledge which is coming from the top is perfect. Why perfect? Because that has been tried and tested for many, many, many generations. But the knowledge that we try to grab it by our own sense perception have always a scope of getting defeated, right? For example, if 1 century before, if somebody would say that I can speak to somebody in London just sitting from here, people will think I'm crazy. I'll request devotees to go on mute because of the background noise. Thank you. Right. And then few years back, if I would have a radio and the voice is coming, few villagers, right, they would destroy that radio as saying it has a ghost in it, right? So our senses are not a appropriate measure to understand the absolute truth because it is full of defect. Our mind deceives us. Sometimes we think this is right, sometimes we think that is right. So it has a nature of deceiving us. That's why, and gives you, it also wastes a lot of time. How many lifetimes, how many years you will give on exploring and researching on your own, doing mistake, correcting it, right? It wastes a lot of time. That's why the perfect knowledge is which comes directly from the creator. And if you choose that knowledge, that approach will save a lot of time for you. Okay. Now, there are many, many questions we all face when we go for the knowledge. Who is God? Who am I? What's my relationship with God? What is my purpose? Where will I go? Why me? Right? All these questions comes into our life. And where is the answer? So the answer we should be seeking is from Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is like a human manual. For example, if you buy a product from Amazon, a very complex product from Amazon, and you know how to operate it, you don't know how to operate it, you would be looking out for manual, because if you don't operate that product without a manual, you will end up damaging it or not using it to its maximum productivity or possibilities. So the very complex and the most complex machine that God has given us is this human body, right? And with that, it has also given us a manual in the form of Bhagavad Gita. So we are living our life good, but if we want to perfect our life and expect the most and maximum possible benefit out of our life, then we should read this human manual called Bhagavad Gita. Now, let's look at few of the testimony. Once there, there is a scene of ISRO wherein a young guy who got recruited, he went into ISRO and then he was waiting for his, he started his joining day there and he was waiting for somebody to receive him. And he was sitting in the lobby there. And then he found a person reading Bhagavad Gita. And he was surprised because that was a scientific organization, right? Then he asked that person out of curiosity, why are you reading this? Because we are sitting in ISRO, we should be talking about physics, chemistry, propulsion, all sort of inventive things. Why are you reading this? And then the clerk came in and saluted to that sitting person. And that new guy was very, very shocked to see that. And then he asked him, Sir, I am mistaken. I didn't realize who you are, but please tell me, who exactly are you? And he said, My name is Vikram Sarabhai. And we know Vikram Sarabhai is the father of India's space program. And then the second question that guy asked is, why are you reading this? The question remains the same. He said, Vikram Sarabhai is a Vikram Sarabhai because he reads Bhagavad Gita. There are many other testimony. Once it was asked to Albert Einstein, right? What is the view about Bhagavad Gita? And have you read it? And his response was, I have read it, and whenever I read Bhagavad Gita, I feel this entire world that we are living in is so superficial and we are so small. He felt that same. The father of atomic bomb, called Oppenheimer, recently a movie also came up. He has got the English copy of Bhagavad Gita, manuscript of Bhagavad Gita, but then he was not satisfied. He learned Sanskrit in Germany to understand Bhagavad Gita in its pure essence, right? And then we know that legendary statement from his mouth when the Manhattan Project and the bomb got exploded. He says, Now I remember the word from Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna says, I have become death, right? So great, great, great personalities, even Mahatma Gandhi used to have Bhagavad Gita, used to read it, right? So Bhagavad Gita itself has changed a lot of lives, and a lot of successful and great personalities have also forward the Bhagavad Gita, right? So that is how we should take this Bhagavad Gita as a human manual. And this human manual is not just working for 1 day or 2 day. So you see, these days you have a lot of books, a lot of authors. They write very good books. But then What is the lifespan of those books? Those books are popular for, say, 1 year, 2 year, 5 year, 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, max 100 years. But this book, Bhagavad Gita, is being popular for more than 5,000 years. And generation after generations are reading it, right? So it has its own significance and it is not comparable to any other book. Before we proceed, uh, let's put our humble obeisances to Shishikandar Kagradhari Shiman Mahaprabhu, right? And chant one round for Hare Krishna Mahamantra for all auspiciousness. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And the Bhagavad Gita that we are reading is from uh, commentaries written by, translation and commentaries written by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. So, what is the structure of the Bhagavad Gita? So, the structure of the Bhagavad Gita is you have 700 verses across 18 chapters, and these 18 chapters are further divided into three sections. The first six are called Karma Yoga, next six are called Bhakti Yoga, and last eight are called uh, last last six are called Dhyan Yoga. So this is how this is segmented. Now, the first chapter, which we are going to start today, is more about setting a context of Bhagavad Gita. It will not happen that you will understand and learn Bhagavad Gita in one day, right? It may take few weeks, few months, or for them, for few people, it takes few years, right? Because it's very famous about Bhagavad Gita that whenever you read it, right, it gives you a different meaning. And this different meaning is depends upon your consciousness. So people derive a higher value of Bhagavad Gita reading it many, many times. So it is not possible to understand entire Bhagavad Gita in a day or few weeks, right? But it's okay to stay with us and not understand fully. And we are able to help you in this journey throughout. Now, this first chapter has context for battlefield, sign of victory, causeless mercy, and Arjuna reluctance to fight. Before that, I would like to ask if anybody is not familiar with the context of Bhagavad Gita, where it is spoken, why it was spoken, what was the context, you can unmute yourself and tell me. So I'll just give it 2 minutes for that. Okay, I think everybody knows it. Now, in the battlefield, when Krishna was with the Pandavas and the other side, there was another army which is from Duryodhana. And the war is going to start. And then Arjun says, Krishna, I want to understand the strength of the opposition. Please take my chariot between the armies so that I can do the inspection. The first part is about the battlefield. Here we'll see the three moods: the moods of Dhritarashtra, the moods of Duryodhan, and the mood of all the other soldiers. So the very first sloka in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 1, is spoken by Dhritarashtra, who was the father of Duryodhan. And he says to his secretary, subordinate Sanjay, because he was blind, O Sanjay, after my sons of Pandu assembled in the place of pilgrimage at Kurukshetra, desiring to fight, what did they do? Now, if you look at the shloka, if you read it, you will find it there is no deeper meaning to it. A king is asking to his secretary what is happening in the battlefield, right? But that's not the it. There is a background to it. So, Dhritarashtra and his son Duryodhan was fighting against Panduputra, and they choose a place called Kurukshetra to fight. The place Kurukshetra has a boon, benediction, that all religious sacrifices will be completed and it'll give the auspicious results to the mankind. So this war was going on in a place called Kurukshetra. And he knew that my sons who are adharmis and Pandavas, they are following dharma because Lord Krishna himself, he is there, that side. So he has a fear in his mind that since this place is bestowed with a boon, that it will always favor the righteous religious people, then my son will be defeated. He has that fear in his mind. On the other hand, he was also fearful that what if this place, which is very righteous, would turn his own adharmic son, Duryodhan, into a righteous person. And then he would say, Father, I am giving up all the adharmic things and I would not fight. I'll give all the kingdom to Pandavas. In that place, in that case, Dhritarashtra would be losing his throne. That was another fear. There was, on the contrary, there was another thought going into his mind that since it is a pious place, so maybe, and Pandavas are pious, maybe they decide that I will not do this bloodshed and we will not fight this war and will be satisfied and leaving us very simple, not simple life. And he may be happy, right? So all these things were going on into his mind. That is the reason he's asking, Oh Sanjay, after my sons and the sons of Pandu assembled in the place of Kurukshetra deciding to fight, what did they do? Right? You know that they are going to fight, and you're asking, what did they do? Right? Stupid, if they're going to fight, they will fight. So, this question, what did they do, is based on those thought process. There is also a deeper significance of using the word here, which is called Mamaka. Mamaka means mine. If you look at the lineage of this dynasty, they were both were called Kurus. But then, ideally, Arjuna's and the Pandavas are also called Kurus. But then he started differentiating the son of his elder brother, younger brother, saying, You are Pandus, you are Pandus, you are Pandus. So he himself was making a discrimination between his sons and son of Pandu. But technically, they both were Kurus. That discrimination he had very deeply rooted in his heart. And he used to take all the decisions throughout his life, discriminating with the Pandavas and his sons. So, what is the life lesson here? The life lesson is you should not have the indiscriminate affection for your children because you may feel that you are doing best for your children, fulfilling all their desires, but it may harm them in the longer run. If my child is suffering for cold and cough and he or she is very, very adamantly asking for ice cream. Should we give it to them? No, we know that it will harm them. So we are not interested for their happiness. We are interested for their welfare. Welfare should be above and over the happiness. That was the mood of Dhritarashtra. Now, moving forward, then in the Pandavas, Duryodhan gives the list of the fighters who are fighting from the Pandava side, and also he was giving the list of people who are on his side. And there is a comparative study of given. Kauravas has 11 Akshani and Pandavas has 7 Akshani. Akshani is a way to calculate a strength of the battalion. Akshani means you have 218,700 players, in which you have 21,870 elephants, 21,870 chariots, 65,600 horses, and 109,350 soldiers. That is how one Akshani Sena was created. Now let's get into the mood of a Duryodhan in the chapters. Duryodhan says he went to his teacher Dronacharya and says, there are many other heroes who are prepared to lay down their life for my sake. All of them are well equipped with different kinds of weapons, and all are experienced in military science. Our strength is immeasurable, and we are perfectly protected by grandfather Bhishma, whereas the strength of the Pandavas, carefully protected by Bhima, is limited. This is what Duryodhan mode is. And let's understand. Let's go into a background of this story, of this shloka. Before the war was going to start, he and Arjuna both decided to reach out to Lord Krishna to take help in this war. And when both of them went there, Lord Krishna was sleeping. And when he woke up, he asked Duryodhan, what do you need? Duryodhan said, I need your Akshani Narayani Sena. This this team that you have, this army that you have, is very, very fierce. They have proven in the battlefield that they are victorious. I want those army. And on the other hand, when Arjuna was asked by Krishna, what do you want? He said, I want you to be on my side. But then Krishna said, I have taken a vow that I will not take the weapon in this war. So technically, I am useless for you without my weapons. Arjuna said, doesn't matter. I still want you on my side. That is the reason Duryodhan asked for the army, because he knew that Krishna will not take the weapon. He thought if Krishna is not taking the weapon, then he is useless, right? Then come, so this is Duryodhan's calculative, analytical mindset of the warfare, right? Choosing the God's kingdom, but not the God. This is what our situation is. We all want the kingdom of God, but without God. We all want to enjoy this whole world, but without the Creator. We want to enjoy the creation, but without the Creator. That is our position. It is no different than Duryodhana. Then what happens? And we know the result, that Duryodhana lost and he was died. And that is a life lesson. If we are so selfish So self pride that I can do everything, everything is in my hand. I can control any number of people around me. I can control the entire situation, my office, my house, and everything is under my control, right? There is no role of a higher power in managing all these things. Then we are living a life of self deceit. And this always end in a very sorrow note. Now, moving on, in the first chapter, we have signs of victories for the Pandava. So, the very first signs of victory for the Pandavas were given in this shloka. The blowing of these different conch shells became uproarious, vibrating both in the sky and on the earth. It shattered the hearts of the son of Dhritarashtra. So, Shri Krishna and Pandavas has some divine conch shells. So, the conch shell is divine. That means whenever it's being blown, that means the victory is rest assured. So that was the first sign of victory for the Pandavas. There are many other signs of the victories of the Pandavas, which is Sri Krishna's present. Sri Krishna, which himself is a supreme lord, he is a epitome of dharma. If he is there on some side, that means the dharma is on his side, and itself is a greatest sign of victory. Then there is one more sign. If you can see on the chariot above that, there is a flag which has Lord Hanuman as a symbol, right? So, Lord Hanuman, in the last age, in Treta Yuga, he was the summoner of the victory for Lord Ram, right? And he always assist Lord Ram or Lord Vishnu or Lord Krishna in his fights, right? And wherever he is, the victory is also rest assured. Then you have blessings from Sri Mahalakshmi in this uh, for this war, and then that was also sign of victory. Then this entire chariot in which Arjuna and Krishna are sitting, this is given to them. This was divine. This was given to them, none other than Agnidev, because Arjuna fought a war for the Agnidev, and by that act, Agnidev was happy, and he has given this chariot to him. Right. So these were the sign of victory, but those sign of victory were missing from the side of Duryodhan. And then this out of this, which is the most important sign of victory, which is presence of Lord Shri Krishna. If rest other things are not there, but you have Krishna on your side, that means your victory is assured. Similarly, it's a life lesson for us that we should also depend on Krishna's wisdom, Krishna's guidance, and depend on Krishna. Do our work and depends on Krishna for the results, then you will not be disappointed. Going forward, in 21 and 22nd shloka, Arjuna asked, O infallible one, please draw my chariot between the two armies so that I may see those present here who desire to fight and with whom I must contend in this great trial of arms. He's saying, Arjuna, Arjuna is saying to Krishna, please take my chariot between the two armies so that I can see, I can observe. Now, a question for all of you. What is the role of mentor in our life? And you can unmute yourself and answer. What is the role of mentor in our life? Anybody?
Yeah, I think mentor is the person who not just answer the question, but also shows the way, you know, how
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 things.
you can move ahead, and definitely answering the questions as well. Because when you have a lot of questions, you don't know whether it is right or wrong, but a mentor is the one who knows it and can give the right direction to move ahead.
Mhm. That's right. That's right. But then we don't find. Thank you, Prabhuji. You can go to mute. But as Prabhuji has said, that mentor does not just give you direction. He motivates you. He shows you the way. He shows how to do the things. But then, if the mentor itself is not perfect, how can, when we follow a mentor, we can assure that this is the perfect way, right? So, a mentor itself should be perfect so that we become perfect by following them. That is the reason we should not be mentored by imperfect things. We should be perfect. We should be mentored by the perfect things. And the epitome of perfection is none other than Lord Shri Krishna. That is why he is charioting the chariot of Arjuna, right? And that's the life lesson. Rakhe Krishna Mare Ki, Mare Krishna Rakhe Ki, right? If we seek Lord help, we surrender it to Him, He will protect us completely by His causeless mercy. And if He plans to kill you, nobody can save you. Ravana wanted Sita, but not the Ram. He wanted the Creator's property, but not the Creator. The God's kingdom, but not the God, right? And then he wanted to be saved. He went to Lord Shiva. Please save me. Please save me. Lord Shiva said, my Lord, Prabhu Shiram is there, right? I cannot help you. If he has decided to kill you, I cannot save you. On the other hand, he taken a vow that he will save Vibhishan, the brother of Ravan. Ravana tried so many ways to kill Vibhishan, but then he couldn't kill us because he was under the protection of Lord Ram. Similarly, Arjuna is also under the protection of Krishna, and we should get inspiration and seek his protection for our life. Now, with this, we come to the third part of the first chapter, which is about Arjuna's reluctance to fight. So, when Arjuna asked Krishna to take the chariot between the armies, right, then what did he saw on the other side? He saw his grandfather, his great teacher, his brothers, his uncles. They are all there on the opposite side to fight. Can you imagine, in the lap of grandfather, you have given your bachpan and then you have to fight with him? Is it an easy choice? The teachers which have taught you so many subjects from the childhood and made you a good person, maybe because of that you are living a good noble life today in the corporate, in your office, in the business, whatever you're doing. You idolize him. But then, by the favor of destiny, you have to fight against them. Can you visualize that? Is it easy? No, it's not easy. Not easy at all, right? That is what Arjuna's chaos was. Arjuna was less suffering from the outside chaos, but he was suffering more from the inside chaos within his mind. He has fought so many fierce battle outside of his mind and always became victorious. But this situation is very different, where the battle inner battle is more complex and more challenging today. Can you, all of us, relate back and see in our life, whatever stage of life we are in, we have faced those situations similar to as Arjuna, where if you are working in office, I'm doing everything good, but then something happened and my mind is in utter chaos. We don't know why we are working for 10, 12 hours. We have taken a home loan, and then there is a boss who is very toxic, environment is very toxic, the job is very demanding, and you are fearful that what if I'll counter? What if I lose my job? Then who will pay the EMI? Right? For parents, there are children who are not listening to them. You want them to be a good person in the society, but they are not listening to you. And you are fearful. What will happen? What will happen? Right. So all of us face the similar situations which Arjuna is facing right now, in same form or in different form. Our inner battle is more tough to win than the outside battle. And then going into that emotion, Arjuna asked to Krishna, alas, how strange it is that we are preparing to commit greatly sinful acts. Driven by the desire to enjoy royal happiness, we are intent to killing our own king's men. That is what Arjuna's battle is. And in the later shlokas, Arjuna was giving valid reasons for him to feel that way. He was feeling compassion. He was feeling my friends and relatives all are there, right? And we have a good relationship with them, and they all will die by my own hands, thinking that he was traumatized. Then another reason was detachment. Other reason was detachment. Whereas he was thinking that what if I'll win the war? But then there will be no friends and relatives to share that joy, right? If we are creating a environment wherein we are celebrating for something, and the people who we loved a lot and they are not there, then what is the value of that joy? What is the value of that kingdom which is tainted from the bloods of the relatives and friends? That is the reason he was feeling, let me leave everything, and Krishna, I'll not fight, and let me drop everything and go to jungle and take sannyas. Then he was also feeling that we have to do so many killings, because the war, unfortunate outcome of the war is that nobody wins, only death wins. Nobody wins, no party wins except the death. And with that, so many death, he was feeling that I have to take so many sins. And he was not thinking about his own selfish motives and selfish emotions. He was also feeling about what will happen to these soldiers who will die. Once they will die, the women become widowed, the children become orphan. The women, if it is widowed in those ages, were very vulnerable, and they were taken advantage. They were taken when they are alone. So he was feeling that what will happen to them, right? So he has all the valid reasons to feel that I should not do the war. And that is a life lesson to us. It says, one who acts in a way so as to not inflict any harms to other are the only ones to receive the complete grace of the Lord and all the success in the life. So Arjuna's thought process is very noble. He is thinking on the right path. He is thinking for the welfare of society. He is thinking about the love between the humans around the world, right? On the other hand, Duryodhan is thinking, how can I win? How can I win? How can I kill Pandavas? How can I take all the kingdom by myself? He's only thinking about him. So he is selfish, and on the other hand, Arjuna is feeling selfless. And this is the way to receive Lord's mercy when you feel that you are not living this life only for your own happiness. You're thinking about this entire world, right? So look back and think on your life where we have been taught from our childhood, if we'll do this, we'll get this. You study. Why? To get good marks. You have to get a degree. Why? To get good job. You have to do the job. Why? To earn money. You have to earn money. Why? To have wealth, property, cars, right? We have been always taught from our childhood to always think about give and take, give and take, give and take, do this, get that, do this, get that. So we are always subconsciously selfish, most of us. And then there is Krishna who is teaching in Bhagavad Gita how to be selfless and serve. That's how you will get a mercy of Krishna. And this is what is the summary of the first chapter. Now, we are ready for question and answer. So you can unmute yourself and ask the questions. Any comment? If you want to do something that you liked it and something that you didn't know before the session, you can share that with the group. All right. So if there is no other questions, I hope you like the session. We'll conclude the session for chapter 2, same time next Sunday, 12 noon, and hope to see you all there. And somebody who has missed the sessions, I will recording it and I will share it with you. Thank you. Vancha kalpatarubhescha kripa sindhubheva patitanam pavnebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah anantakoti vaishnavvrind ki jai Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you everyone. Have a blessed day. Hare Krishna. Yeah, and somebody who would like to get added to the group, please ping your phone number in the chat and then we'll add you to the group. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Santosh. Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, some of my relatives, Arna's sisters are also joining. Please add them in the group. And today they have joined and they really enjoyed the class. So
Yeah,
please join them also every time. And one more thing, Prabhuji.
Mhm.
I think one of my relatives, she wants to ask some questions.
Yes, please. You can, if they want, they can ask directly, or you can communicate his questions to me.
Yes, Prabhuji. 1 minute, Prabhuji. Please give me 1 minute time.
Preeti, you can put your number in this chat so that we can add you to the group. Shweta Goshur Mataji, are you there in the group or you want to get added? Okay, thank you for your number. We'll add you to the group. So Santosh Prabhu is taking the question from their relatives. So just waiting for them to translate.
Prabhuji, I didn't get you.
Prabhuji, I think you are on 2 devices. So you
No, Arna is also active. She went outside.
Okay.
So I'm inside.
Yeah. Please, what's the question?
Prabhuji, actually, that question was from my wife's sister. I think I request her to ask the question directly.
Yeah. Sridevi Mataji, you can ask the question.
Prabhuji, I just asked on the thing, like initially, basically, who would be the guru? I was just mentioning the pointers on that one. Otherwise, I'm good with all the things. Yeah, thank you.
Who would be the guru?
Guru meaning.
I think she dropped. No worries. I think she's there in the group and I can talk to her and we can get this question answered. Thank you. We'll ending the session and then we'll connect next week. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.